What if a man could die, be buried, and then be seen 3 years later walking hundreds of miles from his own grave? This isn't a modern horror story. This is the legend of Bodhidharma, the most ferocious, mysterious, and powerful monk in history. A man whose life story is more unbelievable than any fiction. Our story begins 14 centuries ago. Bodhidharma was a prince, the third son of a king in India's mighty Pallava Empire. He had everything: wealth, power, a kingdom waiting for him. But his intelligence was too sharp for courtly life. He saw that riches and power couldn't solve the one problem that mattered: death. He went to his father and said, "If you cannot save me from death, then you cannot stop me from seeking that which is beyond it." In a moment of incredible wisdom, his father replied, "My son, I cannot stop your death. Go with my blessing. You have chosen a higher path than any empire I could give you." And so, the prince walked away from a throne, seeking enlightenment instead. But Bodhidharma's path was unique. While many masters of his time, for example Gautam Buddha, hesitated to even teach women, Bodhidharma's own master was an enlightened woman named Pragyatara. It was she who saw his destiny and gave him his mission. Go to China. They are ready for the true teaching. His journey and his training were legendarily intense. He would meditate for days, but sleep was his enemy. The story goes that in a moment of extreme frustration with his own drowsiness, he tore off his own eyelids and threw them on the ground. From that spot, the world's first tea bushes grew. This is why, even today, a cup of tea keeps you awake. It was born from a monk's absolute refusal to sleep, and it became a sacred drink for meditation. When Bodhidharma arrived in China, he found millions of monks, but he felt their understanding was shallow. So he did something unheard of. He went to a temple, sat down, facing a rock wall, and didn't move for 9 years. He declared, "I will not face the world until someone proves they are worthy of being my disciple." For 9 years he stared at a wall, speaking to it as if it were his only audience, while a crowd of hopefuls sat behind him in silence, wondering what they could possibly do to earn his attention. Then, a young man named Wiko did the unthinkable. To prove his sincerity, he drew a sword, cut off his own arm, and presented it to Bodhidharma. He screamed, "To me, or my head will be next." Bodhidharma turned. "You are worthy," he said. "We will have need of that head. You can keep it." This was how he found his first true disciple. Years later, ready to leave China, Bodhidharma gave his 4 disciples a final test. "You tell me the essence of my teaching," he commanded. The first disciple spoke of silencing the mind. Bodhidharma said, "You have my skin." The second spoke of existence being all that there is. "You have my bones," Bodhidharma replied. The third said nothing can be said about it at all. "You have my marrow." But the fourth, Huiko, said nothing. He simply fell to the ground and wept. Bodhidharma smiled. "You have me." He named Huiko his successor. But that very night, a jealous disciple, angry at not being chosen, poisoned Bodhidharma. The great master died and was buried. His story, it seemed, was over. Until 3 years later. A government official traveling on the border of China saw a familiar figure walking towards the Himalayas. It was Bodhidharma. He was barefoot, carrying a staff, and from that staff hung a single sandal. The shocked official asked what it meant. Bodhidharma simply said, "You will know soon enough." The official raced to the monastery and told them what he'd seen. Confused and full of disbelief, the disciples opened the master's tomb. The tomb was empty. All that lay inside was the other sandal. Bodhidharma was never seen again. He walked into the Himalayas to disappear forever, leaving no temple, no statue, and no grave to be worshipped. He simply left behind an impossible mystery. Was he poisoned and left in a coma? Was it a true resurrection? Or was Bodhidharma a man who had conquered the very idea of life and death? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And for more hidden mysteries from history, make sure to subscribe.